Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will present to you the level of destruction of one of the most iconic places in Iran. It's the jewel of Iran that was dating back to the 15th century, and how this was destroyed by the missiles sent by US and Israel. So how the beauty is being destroyed, the history, the beauty, the art, of course, besides the lives of people. And as far as the lives of people go, we're gonna probably start today with Lindsey Graham, who, you know, the more he's pushing for conflicts and destruction and war, the more you ask yourself what kind of stuff they have on him, right? What did he do that he is so desperately trying to cover up? Then we're gonna hear a quick interview and a story that I didn't know about, and that is the party that Trump has thrown just after he announced the war with Iran. We will also go into interview that Netanyahu gave and the question that he was asked, and this is very recent. And then we will look into how connected Trump could be as far as the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff, as well as the Dodi Al-Fayed and his father and some family members, actually an uncle, I think, of Dodi Al-Fayed, as well as Robert Maxwell, who was the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, and was his daughter Ivanka Trump groomed and picked up by Ghislaine Maxwell to then become wife of, you know who, Jared Kushner. So this is what I have for you today in this video. But before I start, I would like to mention to those of you who have purchased my book for children, #1, that the book #2 is ready. So I think it would be a nice addition to the full collection of 5 books, that is the series. How to order it, you'll find the link down below in the description box. You can email me with a request for which one you would like to order, or maybe book #2, and then I send you the link to PayPal, and you can make a payment and provide me your mailing address. Also, to those of you who are not part of my Patreon, I just want to tell you, before I left on my trip to China, I have put out a video on Patreon that is about Putin being controlled opposition. So if you're interested in it, make sure to check it out. It's on locals for my supporters and for my Patreon supporters as well. So let's start with this video, guys. Let's start with Lindsey Graham and a few words from him, because, you know, he has to have some heavy stuff in his past, some really shady, nasty, dirty things, because the way he's acting, it's kind of evidence for it to cover it up.
Unleash the American military with Israel on Hezbollah tonight. Finish these bastards off. Is a place that could be wonderful without Hezbollah. Hezbollah has American blood on its hands. It killed those Marines, 220, 18 sailors in 1983. And Ronald Reagan, the great Ronald Reagan, left and never did a damn thing. Mr. President, unleash the American military with Israel on Hezbollah tonight. Finish these bastards off. They have American blood on their hands, and it shows you how desperate Iran is to have to rely upon Hezbollah. We have a chance here not only to take the mothership of terrorism down, Iran, we also have a chance to eliminate one of the most lethal proxies in the Mideast, Hezbollah. Mr. President, do it and do it now. They're weak. We can take them out, and we should take them out. Between the United States and Israel, we got these bastards on the ropes. Finish them off. Mr. President,
Don't you think like he's sick? This is actually some form of sickness, because it looks like he literally gets turned on by saying all of it, like he gets excited. Some kind of creature probably went into him and is running his flesh and his energy, because that is not human-like behavior, in my opinion. Now, since we are on the topic of not human-like behavior, let's go to this interview with Netanyahu. Actually, before I play it, I want to read this to you. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu let out a laugh after Sean Hannity asked him whether Israel dragged President Trump into war with Iran. Before I play it, I would like to ask you this question, because if you pay attention, this is what I felt in the first instant when I saw this. Netanyahu looks very different again, because, you know, not just Putin looks different and many other people, but Netanyahu also looks different, quite different, to be honest. So let me know if you also see the difference in his appearance, because this is not the same Netanyahu that they have been using recently.
Prime Minister of Israel dragged Donald Trump into it. And as somebody that's been friends with him over 30 years, nobody drags Donald Trump into anything, number one, but I want to get your reaction to that.
Well, you're right. I mean, that's ridiculous. Donald Trump is the strongest leader in the world.
You know, there are people that say, well, the Prime Minister of Israel dragged Donald Trump into it. And as somebody that's been friends with him over 30 years, nobody drags Donald Trump into anything, number one, but I want to get your reaction to that.
Don't you think he looks different? Because it looks different to me. So what people say, I tell you who isn't laughing, and it's the taxpayers. Another person. They deserve all the hate they get and more. Another person. Israel is gonna get nuked. We better resolve this Israel thing as soon as possible. Well, do you think Israel is going to get nuked? Now, who's going to have a party after that? Because here is an interview. Let me take you to this post. And I didn't know about it, but if that is true, that's sickening as well. Many sickening things in the world right now. Before I play it, let's read this. A $1 million dinner war announcement. Trump's Mar-a-Lago moment was more than just a speech. It was a shocking display of priorities. As a service members face impending danger, he followed his announcement with a high-ticket dinner. The stark contrast raises serious questions about leadership and accountability. So let's take a listen, because I didn't know about it, that after Trump announced the war with Iran, he literally had a party in Mar-a-Lago. And if the ticket to attend that dinner was $1 million, can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine it? Let's take a listen.
I was just really struck by the video that Donald Trump put out on Friday night when he announced the start of this. He did it at Mar-a-Lago in front of the curtains. You know, we've seen this before, those black curtains. And he talked about the costs of war. He talked about the fact that service members were going to die. He said that that's just something that's going to have to happen. Then he talked tough and he banged his chest like elites in Washington often do. Then he literally walked behind the curtains to his private club and he hosted $1 million a plate dinner and dance party that night. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about the tone deafness and how the elites always get wealthy and get something out of this and the working class are left holding the bag, I don't know what does. Well, I was just really struck by.
So what is this about, right? What is this about? If this is true, and I think it's actually true, is this party to celebrate? This is, don't you think this is just almost like really very, very tasteless? No class, no style, no manners, nothing. Like, I mean, what I am really talking about, right? But now I want to show you, as far as the manners and style and class, what has been just very, very destroyed, very affected by the missiles. And, you know, Trump loves beautiful places. So here is the beautiful place. Remember when he had those meetings in the Oval Office with many leaders, and he was saying how Ukraine is being destroyed and all those beautiful churches and with the domes and the architecture, like he was really, you know, emphasizing on how beautiful architecture is being destroyed. Well, I'm going to show you this place now, and then I'm going to show you this place before. So this is the jewel of Iran. It says dating back to the 15th century. Its grand marble halls and mirrored rooms are a kaleidoscope of wonder and architecture. Iran is among the top 10 countries globally for total UNESCO sites. The name of the place is, I think you say it, Golestan Palace. And this palace was listed on UNESCO site in 2013. So now you see the pictures here. I will show you how absolutely breathtaking this was before. This shows before, but those are just photographs. I will show you the video. Yeah. So now let's go to the video, guys. Let me play it because it's absolutely stunning. Now I regret that I didn't go to Iran to see how beautiful the place is. So this is this palace that was destroyed. I'm not going to play the entire video for you, but just look at this. How absolutely breathtaking. Yeah, you know, that's what they always do. They destroy beautiful places, the architecture. This also generates incredible energy. Look at the chandeliers. It's incredible. This is Persian interior design, I would say. But yeah, it's Persian, but it's also a little bit eclectic, I think. But how incredibly detailed. Let's go a little bit forward here. Let's see, look at this, guys. One moment, not prime. We have to wait. I cannot skip this commercial. Sorry for that. That's what happens sometimes. Sorry. Sometimes they put those commercials that you cannot skip, and I don't have this, whatever is this membership program from YouTube. Okay, let's continue. This is incredible, huh? Marble, ceramics, crystal, gold. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to attach the full video down below in the description box if you want to take a look at that beauty. So now what they're going to do, they are not going to restore it now. You know, everything it's said. Of course, people's lives is priority, right? But it's everything. The beauty is important too. The tradition, the culture, the architecture, To me, it's all like, that's how they do those resets. They always destroy everything, just like Tartaria, right? So now let's take a look at this video in which you're gonna hear from Robert David Steele about the connections with Ghislaine Maxwell and how very much likely it's possible that she picked up Ivanka Trump and chose maybe Jared Kushner to be her husband. So let's take a listen what he has to say about it. And you know he's no longer with us, so let's take a listen.
Actually, Ghislaine Maxwell, in my view, profiled Chelsea Clinton and Ivanka Trump. And then the tribe ran husbands or potential husbands in front of her. Mm-hmm. They may have used chemical phenols, which are a very real way of manipulating people into falling in love. And they did whatever it took to make sure that Ivanka Trump and Chelsea Clinton both married into the tribe. The guy's a slumlord. He has accepted a $1 billion bribe from Qatar. He is working with Netanyahu. They've taken over the House of Lords in the United Kingdom. Intermarriage has now made the United Kingdom an extension of Israel. And Winston Churchill, as a penniless drunk, was the first guy who sold the British people out to the Zionist bankers in Switzerland. Okay. And then Herbert Hoover took a bribe to allow the Zionist state of Israel to exist. Essentially, Ghislaine Maxwell, in my.
And you know what? I actually believe in this because that will make absolute sense. That's how the tribe operates. And then after she married Kushner, she converted into, I don't know what it is because Chabad Lubavitch is satanic. So that's whatever she converted into is that, Elohim worshippers. But that would make absolute sense to me, how this is being orchestrated. And now Kushner, you know that Kushner was in Switzerland and during those so-called negotiations with Iran, right? He was there. And he's not he's not a senator, he's not a politician, he's not part of the Trump administration, but he represents Chabad Lubavitch. So now let me take you to this post. This is very informative post. I have to read it for you guys. A lot of names I don't know, but since many of you are very savvy in those topics, so let's see how more connections we can find. So let's read this first. Here in this picture you see from the left Donald Trump, then you see media mogul Robert Maxwell, who is right here. This is father of Ghislaine Maxwell. Cable news executive Steve Ross and CBS reporter Mike Wallace meet in the wheelhouse of the Lady Ghislaine yacht during a party in New York in the spring of 1989. This is courtesy of David Adler. I think Adler? Sorry, Adler. David Adler. So let's read this post. There is more images because this is like a little movie, but let's read first. Boy, oh boy, wait until you see the pieces of the puzzle I've put together, connecting Trump, Robert Maxwell, Adnan Khashoggi, Jeffrey Epstein, Les Wexner, Oliver North, Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Nicaragua, CIA, Mossad, MI6, etc. I learned a few things myself putting this 10-minute video together for you. So what is in this video? Trump with Adnan, if I mispronounce, apologies, Khashoggi, Saudi arms dealer and mentor to Jeffrey Epstein. Did you know Trump bought Adnan Khashoggi's super yacht that was already fully equipped with surveillance cameras used for blackmail operations, and that super yacht was featured in the James Bond 007 movie Never Say Never Again as the floating villain lair. Another interesting connection. Adnan Khashoggi was the maternal uncle of Dodi Al-Fayed. He was the brother of Samira Khashoggi, who was married to Dodi's father. Dodi Fayed was dating the Princess Diana when they died in a car crash together. So let's take a look at this video. Here you see this guy, Saudi arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi, who attended Trump's 1993 wedding to Marla Maples, maintained a harem, at least 12 women kept as a pleasure wives. He was an uncle of murdered Jurno Jamal Khashoggi, Iran-Contra middleman, principal foreign agent of US, financial client of Jeffrey Epstein. It's gonna play its different here. One of the real connecting pieces is Adnan Khashoggi, the Saudi Arabian arms dealer who worked closely with Mossad. Trump bought Khashoggi's yacht that was equipped with surveillance to boot, and Maxwell bought Khashoggi's sister boat, the Dancing Har, I know you say it Har or Hare, which later became the infamous Lady Ghislaine, where he was taken out. So the father was taken out on that boat of Ghislaine Maxwell. There are many more connections with all these men when you look deeper into Trump's lawyer and spiritual advisor, Roy Cohn. You don't need a Wall Street Journal hit piece to track the history of Epstein and his connections. This is really, I didn't know any of this, guys. This is like so full of connections. Let me back up a second and remind you of Adnan Khashoggi. Yes, that guy, the one who mentored Jeffrey Epstein. So this guy looks like this arm dealer, this Khashoggi guy, who mentored Epstein, sold the yacht to Trump that was full of cameras, and that yacht was used during James Bond movie. Let's continue. Yes, who was best friend with Donald Trump for 15 years? That one. And before I forget, Trump bought Adnan Khashoggi's yacht. Remember that. This is just like they are all in it, like literally all in it. I think there will be more here. Too obscure to matter, Trump's super sketchy 1980s yacht, the Princess, was once owned by Adnan Khashoggi and named Nablia, and featured in Never Say Never Again as floating Bond villain lair. So here with Sean Connery. I mean, yeah. Coincidence, right? Everything is, this is the guy. There is more. And Trump purchased Adnan Khashoggi's luxury yacht, famous for its use for honeypot traps, luring business associates and politicians into compromising situations with prostitutes, drugs, and hidden cameras. It was the prosecutor to the Lolita Express, renamed the Trump Princess. That's the yacht. So there you have it, everyone. It's all connected. In my opinion, it's like the longer we go on with this, the more stuff is coming out. So I don't know what else to tell you. That I just want to say again, I don't trust anyone. I don't trust any politician. I think they are absolutely all fully aware of those nefarious things. Even those who play the so-called good side, if they are not involved in this particular case, they are involved with people who are involved, And they make some business deals on the side meanwhile, and they very, very much know what's going on. So no one is good here. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I will attach all the links down below in the description box. And if you appreciate the content, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps with the channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. And if you would like to purchase one of my books, contact me. The link is down below in the description box. You can also become my Patreon supporter or local supporter, or you can donate on PayPal if you choose to. With this being said, lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity, and I see you in another video. Bye everyone.